Hey guys, this is Callan LF with another episode of MOCTalks, and I've had a big day, and this is a big mock. And as you can see, framing him up has been kind of hard. I think this one might be a little shorter, not because I feel as uninspired, even though I am very tired, but more because there's not a ton to talk about with this mock. His origin is pretty simple. I made him for the contest on that they did with Bionicle's Rebirth, the contest for the Golden Mask. I believe it was the Skull Spider mask in solid gold, and there was a battle by making like a big, epic evil villain. And I decided to go for it by making something that we'd already seen visually, like by trying to sort of copy what they've visually shown in sort of a large mix of CCBS and Bionicle parts, and it did not work. But it did work in the sense that it became my second most popular video, and I really appreciate that because this guy was pretty hard to build, and I'm not crazy about how he came out ultimately. Like he's got some. I'm happy that with how I kind of like his overall look for the most part, but there are some definitely some pretty huge problems with this guy, both visually and structurally. Well, let's talk about the head, which is probably the neatest part. I could also talk about some of the changes. Look, like I'm nearing the top of my set with this guy. Let's talk about the head a little bit. He initially had purple eyes, which I used purple clickets for, but those were incredibly unstable. They kept breaking. They drove me crazy. I eventually redesigned the head. If you can tell, I don't want to get into it, but you can probably tell that that is the smallest HF shell in trans orange. And I think that looks pretty cool. If they ever make it in purple, I'll definitely switch it out. But trans purple, that is. I don't have a third one in purple, and I'm using the other two on this mock actually. The other two are on the back of his wrist. So yeah, that's the head. Not really gonna go into too much detail about that, other than I'm happy with how it came out. I got the Pearl Olmec from some people have been asking me where I got it and how I bought it. Some have been on eBay and on the internet for time to time. I don't think there are any immediately available now. I actually got mine from a good friend, the IDS Studios. He actually has had it like for years and never really put it in misadventures and that's the reason he gave it to me. I traded him a bunch of masks that he would have been more handy to him because he's never had much use for this mask. And thankfully, I got it to work for me pretty well. Initially, I used it on the back of my Omega Tahu mock, but I've since altered his design, so now he's the newest one. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He's actually missing his mask. Oh no, just for niceness. Here you go. This is the one who's going to be in the new show. Coming soon, I think. Anyway, but yeah, so that's the head. The torso is very giant Starscream movie-esque proportions. That's because I started building this guy bigger than I could, and then I was like, oh crap, I can't build him this big, and I just went with what I had. So that's why he has the very odd, large proportions, and he looks nothing like the cartoon he was based on, but that's okay. Because you know what, the head doesn't look anything like it either in terms of the Makuta mask. But I think that's what makes it cooler. It's like he's got the kind of horny things and the awesome mask of shadows in gold. So yeah, I like that. You may have noticed that he doesn't have Olmecs on his shoulders anymore. That's because I really had to stretch myself thin and borrow a couple from my cousin. And yeah, I think he wanted them back. So he still got two, but yeah, I had to switch his shoulders out for Winiwa ones. The feet, I'm just going to say I've never been very good at making feet, so they're not very good, and they're very kind of just HF-y. I like the lower leg designs a lot. Not crazy about the thighs. I like how everything kind of came together. I am just not really good at constructing really large proportions and limbs and such. So I should learn from say iBionicle, he's done some cool giant mocks, or other people. There are lots of amazing people, and those people came a lot closer to winning the contest than I did. But here, let's do some size comparisons, shall we, real quick? Because that's pretty much it. Oh my gosh, I should have had this more prepared. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Size comparison with Tomo Matsunui. He's bigger. Enough said. Size comparison with Takanova. Obviously, he's bigger. Because he's bigger than Matsunui. And smallest of all, but coolest of all, I think, Brutaka. Yeah, Brutaka's definitely the best figure here. I hope you guys like those size comparisons. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what? I'm not going to put all these back right now. In fact, I'm just going to put Callan right here. Why not? But yeah, thanks for watching this episode of MOCTalks. Hope that was informative, I guess. And, but yeah, G2 Makuta. Really liked some of the ideas behind the purple gold color scheme, and I wanted to make it myself. So that's what I did. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And please comment for the next review tomorrow. Woo!